Everyone knows what killed the dinosaurs. A rock from space, 66 million years ago, ended an age that had lasted over 160 million years. We tell that story with awe, and then we fast forward, as if what came next was simply us, humans, progress, a clean beginning. But few people remember, with the reverence it deserves, the staggering, brutal, magnificent chaos that was the Cenozoic Era. The world that rose from the ashes of the dinosaurs was not peaceful. It was not stable. It was not a gift. It was a 66 million year war between life and extinction, fought on every continent, in every ocean, across ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and seas that swallowed whole civilizations of animals that never had a name.
It wasn't a recovery. It was a reinvention, violent, accidental, and terrifyingly close to failure, that produced the oxygen-rich atmosphere we breathe, the grasses that feed our livestock, the forests that hold our water, and the primate brain sitting behind your eyes right now. Every single one of those things almost didn't happen. 3 times.
Today I'll tell you the story of the Cenozoic Era, a geological epoch that lasted 66 million years.
Where at least 5 mass extinction events reshaped life on Earth. Where temperatures swung so violently that Antarctica went from a tropical jungle to a frozen wasteland in under 1 million years. And where the ancestors of every mammal alive today, including you, nearly vanished so many times that our existence is, statistically speaking, a miracle. The height of contrast. Picture Earth 67 million years ago. The air is thick and warm. There are no polar ice caps. Sea levels are 300 feet higher than today. The continents are in different positions. India is still floating, racing toward Asia. Antarctica is covered in ferns. And the dinosaurs own everything. The skies, the coasts, the deep jungles. Mammals exist, but they are small, nocturnal, terrified things, no larger than a rat. Life is hierarchical, ancient, and stable.
Nothing hints at what is coming. Sensory and gradual. Then a 6-mile-wide asteroid strikes the Yucatan Peninsula at 45,000 miles per hour. The impact releases more energy than 1 billion nuclear bombs. Within hours, burning debris rains across the entire planet. Wildfires consume the forests. Within days, a dust cloud blocks the sun. Within months, global temperatures plummet. Photosynthesis collapses. The food chain, every food chain, breaks simultaneously. 75% of all species on Earth vanish in what geologists call the KPG extinction event. The age of dinosaurs ends not with a roar, but with a long, slow, silent darkness. The vacuum of power. The physical world that follows is unrecognizable. The forests that do regrow are dominated not by conifers, but by fast-growing flowering plants, angiosperms, that explode across the landscape because nothing is eating them. The oceans reorganize, Sharks, which survived, become apex predators in seas now empty of mosasaurs. On land, the largest surviving animals weigh no more than 10 kilograms. There are no elephants, no lions, no horses. For millions of years, the dominant large land animal on Earth is a flightless, carnivorous bird, Gastornis, 6 feet tall, with a beak that can crack bone. This is the world the mammals inherit. Not a paradise, a battlefield with no rules.
The diversification experiment. With every ecological niche suddenly empty, evolution runs wild. In 10 million years, a blink of geological time, mammals diversify into thousands of forms. Some return to the sea and begin the long transformation into whales. Some grow to the size of school buses. Paraceratherium, a hornless rhinoceros relative, becomes the largest land mammal that will ever walk the earth, standing 18 feet at the shoulder. South America, isolated from all other continents, develops its own completely separate fauna. Giant ground sloths the size of elephants, armadillos the size of Volkswagens, marsupial predators that mimic wolves and tigers. Life is not recovering. Life is experimenting frantically in every direction at once.
The cost of warmth. But the Cenozoic is not generous. 56 million years ago, a massive release of carbon into the atmosphere, possibly from volcanic activity, triggers the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum. Global temperatures rise by 5 to 8 degrees Celsius in less than 20,000 years. The oceans acidify. Deep-sea organisms die en masse. Tropical conditions spread to the Arctic. There is something deeply unsettling about that. The warming that devastated ocean life is the same event that pushed the branch of the tree of life that would eventually produce us.
The Ice Ages. Then the cold comes. Beginning around 34 million years ago, Earth begins a long cooling trend. Antarctica freezes over permanently. Ice sheets expand. Grasslands replace forests across Asia, Africa, and North America, triggering another wave of evolution and extinction. The megafauna that dominated the warm Cenozoic begin to disappear. Mammoths, mastodons, saber-toothed cats, cave bears, giant ground sloths, all gone in geological terms, almost overnight. Some scientists argue climate killed them. Others argue it was us, the first humans, spreading out of Africa, hunting animals that had never learned to fear a bipedal ape with a spear. We may never know which story is true. Perhaps both are.
Institutions of life fail. What the Cenozoic teaches us, and what no textbook ever says plainly enough, is that ecosystems are not stable systems. They are temporarily balanced catastrophes. Every food web that exists today exists because something else collapsed. The coral reefs, the rainforests, the savannas, each one is built on the ruins of something that came before and failed. The Cenozoic experienced at least 5 major climate disruptions, each reshaping which species survived and which disappeared forever. The planet did not care. It does not care. The question of whether complex life survives has never been guaranteed.
Bittersweet resolution, but earned
not sentimental. And yet, here we are, the survivors of 66 million years of accidents. We inherited a planet that had been remade at least 5 times before we arrived. We built civilization on the ruins of the Pleistocene megafauna. We breathe oxygen produced by forests that replaced forests that replaced forests. Every comfort of modern life is built on a foundation of extinctions we didn't witness and can barely imagine. Never in the 4 billion-year history of life on Earth has a single species looked back and asked how it got here. And yet we can. We have the fossils, the ice cores, the DNA evidence that links us to every living thing that ever breathed. We survived the Cenozoic, all 66 million chaotic, catastrophic, magnificent years of it. But the question that era leaves us with remains unanswered, and perhaps unanswerable. If survival has always depended on luck more than strength, on smallness more than dominance, what does that tell us about how we should live now, while we are the largest thing in every room? If this made you think differently about the ground beneath your feet, share it with someone who still thinks the dinosaurs are the whole story. They're not even half of it.